is another day in the week. It is a Saturday, and I don't normally post on Saturdays, and I said I was actually going to post on Friday, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't because I was busy doing nothing. Anyway, I am doing a post today instead of Friday, and just gonna tuck my thing back in my shirt. It is my March wrap up and my April TBR as I promised, because I said I would do it, and therefore I'm doing it. This is going to be a really quick video, not really edited too much, because I would like to make cosplays today, and yeah, I forgot to film it nicely. Anyway, so we're just going to get right into it and talk about the books I read in March and the books I'm going to read in April. First book on my list is The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my last wrap up, but I'm mentioning it again because I actually did finish it in March. This book is set like 100 years in the future-ish, and it's about New York City, and it's basically a futuristic gossip girl, and therefore had a lot of issues. There are too many point of views in my opinion, and just in general I didn't really enjoy the book, and I rated this like 3 out of 5 stars. Let me quickly check. I actually rated this 2.5 out of 5 stars. Next on my list is Life in a Fishbowl by Lee Vlahos? I don't know. Vlahos. This is about a girl whose father is dying of cancer, which is mentioned in the first few book things, and he sells his last few months of life on eBay, or maybe it's Craigslist, one of those things, I don't really know. I'm in New Zealand, we have Trade Me. This book is, again, not very good, and I didn't really enjoy it. There were too many point of views once again, some of them were kind of shitty. It was written in, I'm pretty sure, first person, current tense, present tense, so I'm not really a big fan of that sort of stuff. And to add to that, there was a fucking point of view for the fucking tumour in the father's brain. Like, I do not want to know about that shit. It was boring to hear about the father's fucking memories, and Gleo, his fucking name, like, sorry, the book wasn't very good. And checking with my phone, because I post everything on Instagram, I rated it 2 out of 5 stars. So it wasn't that good, but apparently I liked something in it to rate it 2 out of 5 stars. Next on my list is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, originally by Siobhan something, her original idea, but she, stuff happened and he wrote it, and this book is actually dedicated to her. This is about Connor and his mother. His mother is currently dying of cancer. Wow, everyone's dying of cancer. And he gets visited by a monster in the night, and it's about him dealing with his mother's cancer and learning about himself and how to be a better person. At least that's what I felt from it, and it's actually a really, really nice book. It's really nice and short, like the pages, there's barely anything on each page, which is nice, and I read this in like a day and I really liked it, and I rated this 4 out of 5 stars. I really want to get the graphic novel with like the pictures and stuff in it, because it sounds really beautiful. I didn't rate it 5 out of 5 stars because I didn't love it, I just loved it. Next on my list is a terrible book, and that is Changes by T. Cooper and Alison Glock Cooper. This is a married couple who writes books and journalist articles and stuff like that. And this book is about a guy named Ethan who wakes up on his first day of high school and turns into a girl named Drew. Forgot the name. It's called Changes Book 1 Drew, so it is referred to as Drew on Goodreads, but on my title, on the cover, as you can see, it says Changes. I felt there was a lot of problems with this book. It wasn't very good. It had a lot of issues. I felt like the authors were really, what's the word, like, didn't know a lot about the world, because they fucking had a whole chapter on skinny jeans, a whole chapter on fucking periods, and it's just, I didn't like it, and I would not read any books in the series, because there's a whole series of books. And also the whole idea behind the changes as a race was just seemed really dumb to me, and I liked the idea when I read the back, but when I read the book I didn't like it. Oh, it was written in first person, present tense, which made it worse. I rated Changes, let me check, 1.5 out of 5 stars. Next on my list, I don't actually own the book, but it is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I actually read this somewhere in between these books, I do not remember. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars because it is now my favourite book. Anyway, I love this book. It was just really amazing. It had so many imagery in it, so many imagery, that's not even a word, so much imagery, and I would just recommend it to anyone I ever needed to recommend books to. Actually, it's the book I've been recommending to everyone, and I cannot wait to actually own a physical copy. I listen to mine on audible.com. I'm not sponsored in any way, but that would be cool because I like free books. Anyway, so yeah, I listened to mine on Audible, which made it even more magical because I could actually imagine the world as the narrator was reading. Next on my list is Moth Girls by Anne Cassidy. I picked this book up because it looked cool. And it is a thriller slash mystery, but I feel like it's more of a mystery, and it's about two girls, Petra and Tina, who go missing on their, not even on their 12th birthday, just when they're 12, and their friend Mandy is picking up the pieces like 5 years on, and she's trying to discover what happened to her friends, and this is about her discovering what happened to Tina and Petra. I didn't mind this book. It didn't really capture me too much, and it felt like they focused more on Petra than they did on Tina, which is a little bit disappointing because you kind of find out what happens to the girls. You find out throughout the whole book what's happened to Petra, but Tina, it's like the last few pages are like, oh yeah, and Tina, on the other hand, the other girl who went missing, yeah, this is her story, so didn't really like that. I know that might have spoiled a little bit, but I didn't say what happened, so doesn't matter too much in my opinion. But that's something you should think of going into the story because you kind of figure it out straight away. Yeah, I rated this book 3 out of 5 stars. Wow, I'm really bad at remembering. I read too many books to remember like what I rated them. My second to last book, no actually, my third to last book for this month is Soundless by Rochelle Mead. She's my absolute all-time favourite author. I love every single book by her. Well, actually, not every single book, but most of the books. And this one is kind of an book. It is her first standalone YA novel, and it is about a whole village of deaf people, which is cool in concept, but the main character becomes undeaf, so aka hearing, in the first like few pages, maybe 50 pages or so. So it kind of gets rid of her disability or whatever you would call it right away, and she still deals with it obviously because she cannot understand what people are saying, but it's just disappointing that she doesn't deal with it the whole book, like being not able to hear things. And her love interest can still not hear things, but still it's just kind of to me. I rated this book 3 out of 5 stars because I'm really bad at rating books, different things. I just didn't love it, didn't hate it. I liked it. I'm glad I picked it up for only $3 because I don't think I would have paid $20 for it. My second to last book for this month is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas, and I actually really loved this book, and I didn't even pick it up with the intentions of thinking about how I was going to go see Beauty and the Beast in a few days, but I did, and it made Beauty and the Beast so much better. If you do not know already, A Court of Thorns and Roses is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it talks about Feyre and how she basically does some things and she gets taken by a fairy because she has to pay her debts, and he's basically the Beast. So Feyre is Beauty, he is the Beast, aka Belle, not Beauty. Why did I do that? I really like this book and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars, which is quite high in books like this because I'm not the biggest fantasy person. Even though I read a lot of fantasy books, I prefer sci-fi or contemporary over them. But this is a good book, and I cannot wait to read the next one, which is Quarter Mist and Fury or something like that. I don't remember. I'm really bad at remembering sequels. Finally on my list is the selection by Kira Cass. This is a first book in a 5-part series, and if you saw my last book related video, I did a huge haul of all of the books for the series. And I've now read the first one, and I'm currently reading the second one, which you're going to see soon. I'm surprised I don't like this. It's basically The Bachelor, and I'm not really the biggest fan of The Bachelor, even though I really like reality TV. The only Bachelor I've ever seen is actually New Zealand Bachelor, and fucking Naz, like seriously, that's all I have to say if you're a Kiwi, and you probably know. But I actually like this. It's not like the best thing in the world, and it is, in my opinion, suited for younger audiences, and I can see why. When I was 16 I would have really liked this, but I am nearly 20, so it's a bit different. But I liked it, and I'm actually going to rate it 4 out of 5 stars for the fact that I found it really enjoyable and I did not want to put it down. But writing style sense wasn't that great, but I can't figure out what to rate it, so 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, so now moving on to my TBR for April this month. These books not in any order, but the first book on my list is Me, Earl and the Dying Girl. It is a book that I do not know what it's about because I have not read it. I don't really read the synopsises of books before I read them unless it's something I really want to read or I've seen a lot of it on BookTube or Goodreads. But I picked this one up because it was $3 I think at the warehouse, and I saw it and I know it's a movie and I'd like to read it. I hope it's good. That's all I have to say about it. Next on my list is another book I have no idea what it's about. I think it's something to do with friendships and I feel like not suicide but something like mental issues. Mental issues? Why did I just say that? Something to do with mental illnesses. But I don't actually know. Anyway, it's just maybe that's the title that says that to me. But I picked this up because it's also really cheap at the warehouse and I was actually going to buy it from Whitcoll's at full price, and then I saw it for cheap at the warehouse, so you know, cheap books. I've seen a lot about this on BookTube and Goodreads, and I'd like to read it. Again, I don't know what it's really about. I'm terrible. The next book on my list is actually going to be the first book of a lot. I would like to read the whole selection series this month. I am currently reading The Elite, and I am this far through, which is pretty good, seeing as I started it yesterday. It is the follow-on from the selection, so basically it's about America, that's the main girl's name, I didn't even mention that, and her being one of the elite, which is one of the 6 people in the selection, and she's carried on obviously because it would be weird if she hadn't. It was obvious from the beginning. I'm not going to say too much else about this book because obviously it's the second book in the series. I like to read the rest of the books too, which I do not remember the names. Finally, I would like to read Tiger Lily by Jodie Lynn Anderson. This was sent to me a few years ago by an online friend for our Secret Santa that we no longer do. Oops. He sent this to me because my nickname is actually Lily for my online friends, which comes from Harry Potter because I love Harry Potter. I just want to read this book because I've had it sitting around for ages, and it is also another retelling, and I'm kind of into retellings right now, especially I love Peter Pan a lot. I like to read this book too because it's a retelling and I'm into them right now, apparently. So those are all the books on my TBR and my wrap up. I read a lot of books this month. Well, last month is actually April the 1st today, and I plan to read a lot of books this month too. I read every day on the train when I'm going to uni, and my train ride is about 40 minutes long. So I do spend a lot of time like sitting around doing nothing, and I do not like using my data on the train because it wastes a lot of it, so I read instead, and it's good because where else would I read? So hopefully I can get through a lot of books this month. I found that the selection was really easy to get through. It took me like 2 days, so I hope I can get through the whole series, especially because some of them are a bit shorter, I think. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I've talked a lot really fast. I do it when I'm rushing, and I'm rushing right now because I just want to get this video edited and up so I can work on cosplay, because my priorities are in what I love to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all next week on Wednesday with another probably book related video. Haven't really thought about it. I don't think that far ahead in my life. Bye guys!